Hi everyone. Am I audible for everyone, guys? Hi, am I audible? Can you see me? Okay, great. Guys, I'm having a slightly bad internet connection today, so I might not turn on my video, but of course we'll be sharing screen and everything. Okay, so I'll just switch off my video so that there is no disturbance, right? Okay, cool. So I have switched off my video now, and I think I am audible for everyone, right? I'm audible, right, guys? Can anyone tell me if I'm audible? Please raise your hands. Okay, fair enough. Which means I'm audible. Cool. So very quickly, again, let me just. So this is what we had done till yesterday. What I'm going to do is I'll share my screen and we'll open the browser also, and we'll take it from there, right? So just give me a second. I'm opening the browser. Okay. And I'll share the browser screen also with you guys. Okay. Right. Okay, and here we had abc.html, right? Yep, this is the one. Cool. Fair point. I'll take that, Sweta. So what I'll do is, till the time I'm explaining, I'll be switching off my the chat so that right. So that cool. So now the chat is turned on until the time I'm explaining, and once I start again, I'll just enable the chat, right, guys? Cool. Okay, so now what you can do is you can only raise your hands so that there is absolutely no disturbance in the class and we are able to focus on, right? So if you're good with this arrangement, please raise your hands, and that's how we will communicate. I will ask you to raise your hands and you can raise your hands, right? Okay, can everyone please raise their hands once? The button in Zoom. Okay, everyone, please just go ahead and raise your hands. It will tell me that everyone is able to understand. Awesome. We are halfway. Okay. Most of you have raised your hands. Okay. Okay, guys, let's focus now. So what have we done yesterday? Let's just try to understand. Okay, so we began with HTML, right? And in HTML, what we did is, this is the code that we have written, right? So we know that HTML is used to make web pages. We know that HTML has two main tags. First is head tag, the second is body tag, right? So head tag has things which are not directly visible on the page. So let's say head tag, inside head tag only, we put a style tag, and the style tag looks something like this, right? Okay. Then inside HTML only, there is something called as the body tag, and body tag has many things, right? So what are the things body tag has? Let's look at it here. First, there are some headings, right? So for headings, you have tags starting from H1 all the way to H6, right? So this is heading 1, heading 2, heading, and all the way to heading 6, right? Then we talked about something called a strike, which means that when you apply that, it will just put a strike line there, right? So this is heading 6, and since I've included heading 6 between strike tag, you are able to see that the heading 6 is scratched, right? Very good. Okay. Now, then of course we talked about the p tag, which is very common. P tag means paragraph, and this is what the paragraph tag does, guys. It's used to make paragraphs. And how do you define paragraphs? Basically, in paragraphs, every paragraph is delimited by a line. So this is a paragraph, right? And then there is another paragraph, because they have a line space between them, right? Then we talked about superscript, which is also very easy. When you put something inside SUP tags, it becomes a superscript. Cool. Then we talked about anchor tag, which is for making links on your pages to other pages. So what we have done here is we have google.com, take me to Google, clicking this takes you to Google, right? Okay, cool. So now I'll open the chat and you can tell me if you have any questions. Please go ahead. Does anyone want me to explain something in this part? Chat is now enabled. Table I have not come to. I will come to table. Please, guys, again, I have given you this code already. Right? All is clear. Arey yaar, I'm saying itne mein kuch hai to pucho. The next parts I will take now. I will take later. Okay? Okay. All is clear. Okay. Now the chat is going to get disabled again. Good. Okay. I'm closing chat again because you are asking questions which are not relevant. Chat is closed. Okay. Okay, guys. Now look at this. Then we try to make things a bit more interesting. And we designed this whole thing, right, which is slightly complicated and complex. So now we'll try to run this, what we have done here. So, of course, this says my interesting form. And as you can tell, this is, of course, a heading. And this is a H1 heading. So that's how we've made it. We said H1, my interesting form. Okay. So this was for putting my interesting form. Now we wanted to make a very detailed form, right? And in this detailed form, the customer can type in their username, they can type in their password, they can either click sign up or login, they can click their key interest, they can put it from a drop down also, they can add something in the comments, and this comment is extensible, and of course there is a submit button, right? So how did we make this form? Let's just quickly try to revise this one. In this form, now to show the headings of the form, right? So this is one of the, this is called a label, right? So what we have done here is we said label username, and then we said input type is equal to text. So this is an attribute of input, and we've given it type as text. So what that will do is that will allow you to put text in this box, right? Okay, great. Then we left one line by br tag, and in the next I'm giving label password, right? So again, password is the label, and of course, this has input type is equal to password, right? One thing to notice here, guys, this guy has a placeholder, enter your name, right? And placeholder is something which just goes away when you start typing, right? So you start typing and this will just go away. Got it? And now, similarly for password, you can also have the same, which we have not done. So let's just put that also. So in password, what I'll do is placeholder is equal to enter password. Okay, save this, reload, and now it says enter password, right? But still the behavior remains the same. Okay, great. Now, these things, they are called radio boxes or radio buttons. So how do you make them? You said input type here, input type is equal to radio. And wherever you have to put label, you can put label. So this is login, this is sign up, and of course you can click them like this, right? Okay, again, these things, right? These are called checkboxes. And how do you make checkboxes? Very simple. You say input type is equal to checkboxes, and you just put labels there. So what will happen is input type is equal to checkbox will make this thing, and input type is equal to label will make this thing, right? So checkbox, checkbox, checkbox 3 times. And you have, of course, BR is for leaving lines in the between. Got it? Okay. Finally, guys, we thought about making a dropdown also. And how do we make a dropdown? For making a dropdown, we have input type. We have select tag. In select, you have to give options, right? So you open and close the select tag. And inside the select tag, you give these options. And of course, in the option, you give what do you want to put in the option tag. right? So this is dancing, singing, football, like that it is. Okay, great. Finally, there is something called as comments, right? Of course, comments is a label. Then I give a one-line space and I put text area. So for this thing in which you can just write anything that you want, you use this text area, right? And we also learned that text area has two properties, rows and columns, which is used to specify its default size, but it does not matter because you can always play around with it. You can make it larger, you can make it smaller, whatever, right? Okay. So this is what we had done in the form. And finally, there was something called as the button, right? How we made that? We said input type is equal to submit. And that's it. It creates a button whose default name is submit. Okay. Now I again open the chat. And if there are any questions, you can ask me. Okay. Go ahead, guys. If anyone has any questions, I'm here. Is it all clear for everyone? Not that hard, right? Okay. It's not difficult at all. Just that you guys are doing it for the first time, so that's why it might feel like that. But this is very very easy, guys. Right? Uh, is it clear to everyone? Okay. Do you want me to image tag is also empty tag, of course. Cool, cool, cool. I think there is can we specifically again can we specifically value in checkbox? Why do we have to specify in another line? No, what do you mean? Put specific value in checkbox. This is a checkbox, right? Opt out is different, guys. There's a different way to do it. Please, can we just focus on what I've taught and not all there is to know? Because that will definitely take longer, right? Just give me some time now, guys. Why do you want to jump? Okay, I will move forward now. There are too many messages which are coming. Can we use options without checkboxes? Okay, guys, I'll continue next. Either or radio button, I'll teach you, Abhiram. Just give me some time. No, I told you. Don't worry, you'll learn it. Hang on. Okay. Okay, I'm continuing now. Fine, guys. Okay. Next, we learned table. Okay, guys, next we learned table. And again, table was also very simple. Let's just understand in table, there were two important things. First of all, as you can guess, it starts with the table tag. The table tag has two important things. One is t head, which is again for doing other kinds of things, which let's not discuss right now. I'll bring it up later for sure. And then there is t body, the body part, which will actually show, right? In the body part, guys, there are, I mean, of course, it's a table is going to have rows only, right? But what we need to know is there are certain, I mean, if you look at any table, right, there are going to be, let's say there are n rows. So out of them, one row is going to be a special type of row. That row is for the headings, right? So similarly, in this table row, in this T body, for defining a row, we say TR, right? So each of these is defined by a TR, okay? But for the first row, right, especially, it's a heading row, so we put a TH tag. Got it? So TH username, TH age, and TH favorite food. These are the ways by which you can specify the headings inside a table. Okay, good. Now what we need to do is we need to, of course, enter the data inside this table. And how do you enter the data? Of course, it's going to, the data is going to be in a row only. So we have created TR and TR again. And inside those TR rows, there are going to be table descriptors, right? So TD tags. So whatever values you want to write, you write inside the TD tag. Okay. So very simply, TR tr, tr, and we can look at it also this way. I'm just opening my Chrome console. You go to elements, right? And I'll just scroll all the way to table. So there is a T body, which is the whole thing. There is tr, tr, and tr, right? And if I click on one tr, there is th, there is th, and there is th. And similarly, in the next row, there is td, which is Karishma, there is td25 and td pizza. Clear? Nothing hard about it? Yes or no, people? Are we absolutely clear about this? Everyone, please raise your hands very quickly. See, we've in the last 3 days, you guys have gone from zero to knowing the very basics of HTML. I think this is good progress, right? Today, there are going to be more interesting, more complicated things as we keep going forward. So let's just focus for some more time, and I'm pretty sure you'll know all of them. Okay? Cool. Yes, if you look at it, okay, explain again. Okay, I'll explain again, and I'll explain slowly. But guys, I have not I've not taught something very complicated here. The only thing I've said is there is something called as table tag in HTML, which is used to make this table. ठीक है? अब table के अंदर क्या होता है? There is a head and there is a body. जो भी आपको दिखेगा that comes in a body, and of course it's a table. Table is nothing but a collection of rows, है ना? So there is first row, there is second row, and there is third row. ठीक है? Right? And inside each row, except in the first row, you have table headings, right? Because of course the first row is of the heading, and in the next rows you have table descriptions. So TD, TD, TD inside those TRs. Can I zoom in a bit? Yes, I can. Is it better now? Is it big enough for you guys now? Yes, TR is table row, TD is table description, which is a cell inside that row, and TH, as you can guess, is table heading. Cool. Arey yaar, why are you fussing about the bold thing? Yes, whatever you write in TH, it becomes bold. Guys, do you want me to again switch off the chat? Okay. ठीक है, I can switch off the chat. By the way, is my screen visible for everyone, or are you facing any trouble in looking at my screen? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If it's fine, just say fine. I will understand. Otherwise, it gets confusing. Say fine. Fine. Okay, so it's fine. Okay. So again, I'll just stop the chat because there is too much distraction. Switching off the chat. You'll get the code at the end of the class. Chat is now closed. Right. Let's move forward. Okay, guys. Then after doing all of this, we realized that hey, we also need to have some sort of way to have lists, right? Lists in HTML, and how we make lists is something like this. Okay, so there are ordered lists and there are unordered lists, right? Now, what happens in ordered list is there is an ordering. So 1, 2, 3, that way it goes. In unordered list, what happens is there are bullets, right? So this in this kind of list, you have bulleted points. So how do we code this? Okay, let's look at it. So what I've done here is I have said, if you look at it, H2 ordered list, which means second level of heading ordered list, and OL stands for ordered list, and inside that ordered list we have elements, or the LIs, which stands for list item. So list item number 1 is Parikshit, then it's Karishma, then it's Sweta, right? Then H2, I left a line by doing BR, which is easy, and then I wrote unordered list as H2, and then UL is stand for unordered list, and Parikshit, Karishma, and Sweta again, right? One last thing that we learned yesterday is something called as a nested list. Nested का क्या मतलब है, guys? Something which is an intermix, right? Intermix in the sense it has both ordered elements and unordered elements. So how did we start? The topmost element of this list is unordered. Okay? So unordered list, right? Inside that, there is something called as li, right? And that is the first list item of this unordered list. वहाँ पे क्या है? That is JK Rowling. Then, oops, my bad. That is JK Rowling. And then everything inside of that is essentially an ordered list, right? So 1, 2, 3 are ordered list or ordered list items, right? So how we did that is inside this li only, we have OL, right, guys? And this OL has li, li, li. So something like who's the author, or it's instead of nested list, let's call it author. That will be more interesting. Reload. Arey wah. Quick reload. Of secret, goblet of fire. Okay, it's extremely easy. I'll reopen the chat. Okay, chat is open. Is it clear with everyone? Please say yes. Okay, good. Awesome, guys. So happy to see this response. Which is a very good thing, right? But how we could review the code, right? Okay, guys. So bullet, yaar, Atano, you. Don't worry, you know everything. Just be patient, okay? Shall we now start learning CSS and start making this so bad looking page look so good? Right? Hey guys, sharing my screen again. Give me a second. Okay, not this one. This one. Okay. Right? Right. Yes, guys. I think I'm sitting in a place, right? Because of I mean, where the internet connection is poor, right? So that's what is happening. But I hope this is better now. Are you able to see my guys? Am I audible for everyone? Okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? Hey guys, can you hear me? Everyone can hear me? Give me a second. I'll try changing my network connection. Maybe that will help. Okay, okay, great. Now, I hope it's better now. Okay, now do you guys have the screen and do you have me? Voice clear but not visible. Screen is not visible, is it? Is the screen visible and am I audible, guys? Please tell me. Okay, all is good. Is all good? Raise your hands if all is good. Chat is very noisy. I can't read a word. Okay, if you're good, just raise your hands one quickly. Jaldi se raise it. Okay. Okay. Everyone has raised it. It's great. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll move forward now. Okay. Just let me know. I'll keep the chat open this time because okay, all is well. Okay, all is well. So let's move. Cool. Guys, now we will be talking about CSS. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll just start with basics of CSS. Okay. What is CSS? What to do about it? Huh? And I'll just disable the chat. If you start facing issues, just raise your hand. So if all of you raise your hand, I will know that there is some issue. Okay. So I'm guessing right now there is no issue. So please put your hand low. Just lower your hand. Don't raise your hand. Okay. And we'll start. We'll start again. Okay, guys. Okay. So what do we have here? We have the page. We have our code. Okay. Just put your hands down, everyone, and let's go with CSS. Okay. Okay. Let's first understand, guys, what CSS is about. Okay. So CSS, by definition, people, it means cascading style sheets, right? What does cascading style sheet mean? It means it's basically a mechanism which is used for styling your HTML page or your website, right? So I'll give you a very basic example of that. This, so we talked slightly about CSS yesterday, if you remember. So how we did that, guys, is in here, right? This is CSS, okay? And there are two ways to write CSS, okay? So the first way to write CSS is, of course, as some of you may have guessed, this in between the style tag, you start writing things like this, okay? So let's just try to understand यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है, okay? So these are the styles, right? So inside these curly braces, you write styles, okay? And inside, I mean, outside this, you tell the browser to which element shall the browser apply a style to. Okay, very simply saying, so there is something called as table, right? So what you are telling here is, hey, wherever you see table browser, so the browser will go and see table here. Okay, so this is the table. In the table, make the width of that table as 100%. Okay, and that's why your table is taking full size, right? The table that we have is of full size. This very big size, the table is off, right? Okay, so full size table because of 100. And let's see what happens if I make it 50%. I go here and I reload. So the table becomes smaller, right? So very simple CSS styling. Okay, great. Then what we said here is, we said, hey, for TD, comma TH, which means wherever you see TD, which is table descriptor, or wherever you see table heading, just make them with a border of 1 pixel, right? So give them a border of 1 pixel solid. And border has various types. So solid is one border type which we chose. So there is similarly other types. There is a dashed border also. So if you do that, you go here, you reload, the border becomes dashed, right? So very cool, right? Simple 119 change and magic happens. Okay, great. Then what we did, guys, we said text align as center. So it centered the text. We also did padding as 10 pixel. What that means is wherever you have written the text, just pad this, basically add this area from each side of 10 pixels. right? So that is also very simple. Okay. And then, of course, we talked about the UL also in unordered list style type, square or whatever, right? So the basic point that I'm trying to make, guys, is for adding style or CSS to your HTML application, what you need to do is you need to place a style tag. Okay. I'm not saying this is the only way, but this is one of the ways. Okay. So this is the first way we've seen. What we are doing here is we are putting the style tag and we are selecting various elements. This is called a CSS selector. Okay. If I have to, this is a CSS selector. Selector means style kiske upar lagana hai. So put the style on table or put the style on TD and TH or put the style on UL. So selector, which element do you select and apply a style to? Okay. Okay. I'm just about to open the chat. Give me one more second. So yeah, I mean, another way, another thing that we can quickly do is we can have body. So body, guys, as you see, as you saw, this body, right? Which means all of your HTML, complete HTML page. So we can also apply style to complete that also. So the style I'm going to apply is I'll say background color, and I don't know which one looks good. This looks good. So I'll say background color azure. So now you go to the browser, you reload, and you see there is a good color which is happening at the backside, right? Because you said background color is azure. Okay, so now we know that, hey, CSS can allow you to style the web page. Cool. So now I'll come back here and I'll open the chat again. And if there are any questions, you can ask me. Please go on, guys. About CSS, please try to ask relevant question. ठीक है Zubair, I'll try. मैं कोशिश करता हूँ हिंदी बोलने की. I just forgot. Okay. What is padding? अभी मैं समझाता हूँ आप लोगों को padding क्या होता है. Yes, अभी मैं समझा रहा हूँ राकेश. एक मिनट देना. और कोई डाउट है तो पूछो. अरे प्रियंका, I told you ना, I'll tell you about other ways. Just give me some time ना. जहां तक पढ़ा है वहां तक पूछो भाई. Other things I'll tell you. ठीक है? Okay, awesome. What about Rahul? What drop down, man? We have already talked about drop down. Let's learn CSS no first. CSS means cascading style sheet. सुशील, आप इसको गूगल भी कर सकते हो. UL list type. अरे भाई रुको ना, बताऊंगा ना राहुल भाई, वेट करो यार. Okay, list type is basically this. What shape you want to give it? So I chose square, which means all unordered list will have square. You can add background image also. For that, there is something called as background image, and you can give it the image ka path which you want to give. Anyway, I think we are pretty much sorted here. Shall I? Okay, now nonsense questions are coming in. Shall I again switch off the chat and move forward, or is there a valid question? Okay, I don't think there is a valid question. Okay, Shubham, if you give me the assignment, I will discuss it in the last 10 minutes. Can you, guys, can you provide me the assignment somehow? Is it a file or is it something that you can share with me? Right, whoever, just put it in a zip file, whatever the assignment is. I'm not aware of that. You can just put it in the chat. Okay, I'm disabling the chat now. Okay, the chat is disabled. I will be moving forward now. Okay, folks. Code will be sent to you at the end of the class, so please stop talking about it. Okay. Anyways, I don't think there is anything relevant which was asked. Okay. So guys, I hope you can see the two screens, right? Okay. Now, what we will do is we just learned what CSS is. Okay. Now we'll talk a bit about CSS syntax. Syntax का मतलब क्या होता है? The way you write any programming language is its syntax. Right? तो हमने HTML में देखा guys that in HTML there are tags, right? There are tags. The tags open, the tags close, and there is something between the tags. There are two types of tags. एक BR होते हैं which are empty elements which are never closed, and कुछ tags होते हैं which are always closed, right? मतलब they are open here and they are closed here, right? So that's it for now. Okay. So now going forward in this only, let's talk about CSS syntax. क्या होता है, right? So I'll just put it in one line so that it's easy for me to explain. ठीक है guys, ये CSS syntax होता है. इसमें क्या चीजें होती हैं? पहले सबसे पहले आपके पास selector होता है, right? So this is your selector, like I told you. Selector का मतलब है आपको CSS को बताना है या फिर आपको ब्राउजर को बताना है कि भाई मुझे इस चीज को स्टाइल करना है, right? Because otherwise how is the browser going to know कि मुझे ये बैकग्राउंड कलर किस पे लगाना है, right? So we set body, यानी कि भाई बॉडी पे हमें स्टाइल लगाना है. उसके बाद होता है आपको किस प्रॉपर्टी को स्टाइल करना है, राइट? सो हमने क्या बोला भाई, हमें बॉडी बैकग्राउंड कलर को स्टाइल करना है, राइट? Different things can have different type of styles. There can be other many things, right? Okay. And then finally we said क्या style करना है, मतलब किस what is the value with which you want to style. So I said hey, मुझे बॉडी का क्या स्टाइल करना है, बैकग्राउंड कलर स्टाइल करना है, विद क्या चीज स्टाइल करना है, विद अजोर स्टाइल करना है, ठीक है? एंड बाकी सब ब्राउजर ने मेरे लिए अपने आप कर दिया, राइट? वेरी सिंपल. It's very simple, right? So okay, now another thing that we can do guys, एक और मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. इसमें जितने भी पैराग्राफ्स हैं, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, right? What you can do is ऐसा करते हैं, सारे पैराग्राफ्स को स्टाइल कर देते हैं, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say P, मतलब जितने भी P हैं, right? उनको बॉर्डर दे दो, ठीक है? कैसा बॉर्डर? So I will say 1 पिक्सल का बॉर्डर, ठीक है? सॉलिड बॉर्डर चाहिए, और बॉर्डर चाहिए लेट्स से इस कलर का, स्लेट ग्रे कलर का, ठीक है? आई रीलोड एंड आप क्या देखेंगे, जितने भी पीस हैं आपके, राइट? जितने भी पैराग्राफ्स थे, जहां पे भी थे वो, they automatically got this border around them, right? Because you said hey, wherever you see P, just give it a slate gray border. I think let's make it let's try blurry wood and the browser will take care of it. Got it? Very simple. And yeah, this is how the styling begins. ठीक है? Okay, now let's talk about it in more detail guys. ठीक है? तो अभी तो हमने देखा कि भाई हम इस तरीके से सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और हम चीजों को ऐड कर सकते हैं, राइट? नाउ हियर व्हाट वी हैव डन इज, हमने कभी टेबल को सिलेक्ट किया, TDTH को सिलेक्ट किया, UL को सिलेक्ट किया, P को भी सिलेक्ट किया. बट लेट्स से इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन यूज केस कि आपको अपने पेज पे हर एक चीज को सिलेक्ट करना है, राइट? तो उसका सेलेक्टर क्या होता है? उसका सेलेक्टर होता है स्टार, राइट? स्टार मतलब ऑफ कोर्स जैसे कंप्यूटर साइंस में होता है, कंप्यूटर साइंस में गाइस स्टार का मतलब होता है एवरीथिंग. सो एवरीथिंग दैट यू वांट टू सेलेक्ट, you put star in that, okay? And then what I'm going to say is I'm going to say text align center. तो इससे क्या होगा, पेज पे जितना भी टेक्स्ट है, जहां पे भी है that will get center aligned, right? So this is pretty cool यार. This is making so much sense to me. तो अब हुआ क्या, पेज में हमने जितना भी टेक्स्ट था वो सब सेंटर अलाइन हो गया, बट ऑफ कोर्स ये चीजें तो नहीं सेंटर अलाइन हुई, राइट? So because we have only aligned the text, right? Now I'll just open the chat because I know this can get slightly complicated. Is everyone able to understand this? Please type yes. And is it hard at all? Please type no. Because it is not hard. And please do not ask stupid questions. सीखते जाओ. You will learn all of this. ठीक है? Okay. Cool. Okay. Repeat. ठीक है. हमने क्या क्या बात की? Simply let's ठीक है. Okay, I'm pausing the chat again. Otherwise, I get distracted. Okay. हमने क्या बात की है CSS के बारे में? भाई CSS का काम है पेज को स्टाइल करना. फर्स्ट थिंग, CSS स्टाइल कैसे करता है? There is a selector that you have to choose. ठीक है? सेलेक्टर यहाँ पे लिखा जाता है. क्या प्रॉपर्टी लिखनी है, क्या प्रॉपर्टी स्टाइल करनी है, वो यहाँ पे लिखी जाती है. एंड फाइनली व्हाट वैल्यू डू यू वांट टू स्टाइल इट विद, वो चीज यहाँ पे लिखी जाती है. ठीक है? सो डिफरेंट थिंग्स वी हैव स्टाइल. हमने टेबल को स्टाइल किया, हमने बॉडी को स्टाइल किया. हमने फिर ये देखा कि अगर हमें सब कुछ एक साथ स्टाइल करना है तो फॉर दैट यू चूज अ स्टार सेलेक्टर. सो आई सेड स्टार टेक्स्ट अलाइन सेंटर. व्हाट दैट डिड इज उसने पूरे पेज का टेक्स्ट ही सेंटर कर दिया. गॉट इट? बिल्कुल भी मुश्किल नहीं है गाइस. Right? Okay. So now we know how to center everything, right? Okay. There are other types of selectors also, which I'll just show you. Guys, now एक बहुत common use case है. Please ध्यान से सुना इस बात को, otherwise you will just keep asking questions and you will not understand this. अभी के लिए हमने क्या किया है? जितने भी P's हैं, all the P, right? We have styled, but that's not a good thing. Right? Let me just remove this. So I'll reload the page. तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Guys, हमने सारे पैराग्राफ्स को स्टाइल कर दिया. और कैसे स्टाइल किया? हमने उस पर एक बॉर्डर लगा दी 1 पिक्सल सॉलिड. मैं इसको थोड़ा थिक कर देता हूँ ताकि आपको दिख जाए. बाय मेकिंग इट 3 पिक्सल थिक. ओके. हमने क्या किया? हमने हर एक पैराग्राफ को स्टाइल कर दिया विद अ बॉर्डर. राइट? बट अपने को क्या करना था? वी हैव टू, लेट्स से किसी ने बोला यार मुझे सिर्फ ये वाला, तो दिस इज बोल्ड की जगह कर देते हैं जस्ट स्टाइल मी. ओके. तो जिसके ऊपर जस्ट स्टाइल नहीं लिखा है, मुझे सिर्फ उसको स्टाइल करना है, बाकियों को स्टाइल नहीं करना. तो अब ये कैसे करें? क्योंकि हमें तो भाई अभी तक सिर्फ ऐसे सेलेक्टर्स यूज करने आते हैं जो पूरे एलिमेंट को स्टाइल करते हैं. तो हमने तो बोला भाई जहाँ पे भी पी दिखे सारे पीस को स्टाइल कर दो, जहाँ पे भी टेबल देखे सारी टेबल को स्टाइल कर दो. बट नाउ व्हाट वी आर सेइंग इज we are saying we want to style this specific P and no one else, right? And of course the people who designed the browser are very smart. They of course had to give you a way out कि भाई कोई तो तरीका होना चाहिए. तो गाइज उसके लिए हम एक स्पेशल एट्रीब्यूट की बात करने जा रहे हैं, जो एट्रीब्यूट हर एक टैग के पास होता है. ठीक है? ओके. दैट एट्रीब्यूट इज कॉल्ड आईडी. राइट? तो जैसे href एक एट्रीब्यूट होता है, जैसे टाइप एक एट्रीब्यूट होता है, हर एक टैग के पास एक और एट्रीब्यूट होता है, अ स्पेशल एट्रीब्यूट व्हिच इज कॉल्ड आईडी. राइट? अब आईडी एट्रीब्यूट क्या होता है? लेट्स से आपके पास ये p था, आपको इसको एक आईडी देना था. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन से आईडी इज इक्वल टू एंड यू कैन गिव इट एनी आईडी. राइट? सो आई एम गोइंग टू कॉल इट p1 बिकॉज ये पहला p है जिसको मैं आईडी दे रहा हूँ. राइट? वेरी सिंपल. कुछ भी नहीं किया मैंने एक p को आईडी दे दिया. राइट? नाउ अब क्योंकि इस p की एक स्पेशल आइडेंटिटी है, क्योंकि मैंने इसको एक आईडी दिया है, नाउ वी कैन स्पेसिफिकली स्टाइल दिस. ओके. तो उसके लिए हम इसका कौन सा सिंटैक्स यूज करेंगे? CSS का. CSS बोलती है कि अगर आपको किसी आईडी को स्टाइल करना है तो उसके सामने हैश लगाओ. ठीक है? उसके बाद उसका आईडी का नाम लिख दो. तो आईडी का नाम क्या है? p1. राइट? एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स whatever you have written here, just cut it, paste it here. Right? and of course then I can remove this. तो guys अब क्या हो गया, syntax same है, syntax में कुछ नहीं बदला, but आपने क्या बोला, what you have said is p1, right? So the selector has changed, so now you're not saying all the p's, you're saying hey anything which has the id of p1, right? So this guy has the id of p1, so I say hash p1 and you style this. Got it? चला के देखते हैं पहले. So I come back here and I say reload. And what happened, guys? Very clearly, सिर्फ वही वाला style हुआ, right? How cool is that? आपने एक पेज, आपने एक particular element को पकड़ लिया and आपने उसको style कर दिया, right? Which is very simple and very intuitive also because it was very easy, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the chat again and you can ask me questions. But please relevant questions पूछना, जो भी पढ़ा है उससे. Go. Go guys, the chat is open. Many of us don't understand Hindi, please consider about it. Dharmaraj, many others do not understand English. So it's going to be a balance of them both, right? Hindi and English. Guys, if you have understood this, and if you think this is not hard, please raise your hands, because I don't think this is hard at all. You guys are doing a damn good job and it's very, very easy. And you're able to understand every single thing that we are talking about. Come on, guys, I need to see more hands. Raise it, yeah. This is pretty cool, right? You're learning web development, you're learning it with such simplicity. You should be happy about it. Right? Come on. Show some hands, yeah. In Zoom, there is an option to raise hand. Raise your hands. Very cool. Very, very cool. See, so many people, so many of you are so happy. So guys, it's not hard. Okay, first of all, ये समझ लेते हैं that whatever we are doing here is not hard, right? You think it's hard because maybe you have not understood it, maybe you've not been taught this well, but अब वो दोनों ही conditions नहीं हैं. You are being taught very well, and at the end of this, you will know everything, right? So just give it some time. I'll explain it again, and let's keep going. Okay? It can only numeric or alphanumeric numbers. It can be both. It's alphanumeric means alphabets are numbers. Yeah. What are you asking? I will explain it again. Okay, let me explain this again to you guys. Just give me a second. How to remember things? Just listen to me very well. I'll give you the code. Go home, practice. Yeah, guys, I mean, you're asking stupid questions now. If I want to style 2 paragraphs, I'll teach you that now. See, you cannot have same idea. Hang on, guys. Yeah, please. Stupid questions. Shall I switch off chat again? I'll explain this again, and now shall I switch off chat? If I see a lot of yeses, I will switch off. ठीक है गाइस, मैं चैट को बंद कर रहा हूँ. आगे बढ़ते हैं. ठीक है गाइस, चैट बंद हो गई है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. राइट? ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. व्हाट हैव वी टॉक्ड अबाउट? एक बार देख लेते हैं. सो वी हैव टॉक्ड नथिंग फैंसी. हमने बोला है भाई कि देयर इज अ टैग, अ डिस्क्रिप्शन व्हिच इज टेबल. मतलब यहाँ पे टेबल था, यहाँ पे टी बॉडी था, जो भी था. You select, matlab, you put a selector here, but this is the selector. This is called selector in C. CSS, उसके बाद आप वैल्यू डालते हैं जो आपको स्टाइल करनी है, फिर आप उसकी वैल्यू डालते हैं जो आपको स्टाइल करनी है, वेरी सिंपल। फिर हमने क्या किया था, हमने यहाँ पे p को स्टाइल कर दिया था, राइट? इट मींस एवरी p टैग विल गेट स्टाइल्ड, सो आई डिड दिस एवरीथिंग गेट्स स्टाइल्ड, बट देन हमें समझ में आया दैट हमें सिर्फ p को नहीं स्टाइल करना है, हमें एक स्पेसिफिक p को स्टाइल करना है। हाउ डू वी स्टाइल अ स्पेसिफिक p? So I thought it's special property that every tag in HTML has. That special property is called ID. ठीक है? एक special attribute HTML में which is an attribute to every tag. ठीक है? तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने इस ID को P1 बना दिया, right? So this is P1 now. And एक बार आपने ID दे दिया, now it's only a question of selecting that ID, right? But putting a CSS selector for it. CSS selector कैसे डालते हैं? अगर आपको एक आईडी को सेलेक्ट करना है तो आप उसको हैश से स्टार्ट करते हैं, हैश लाइक दिस, ठीक है? और आपको उसका पूरा नाम डालना होता है. सो द नेम ऑफ दिस आईडी इज P1. आई विल कॉपी दिस, ठीक है? एंड आफ्टर दिस हैश आई विल पेस्ट इट, एंड देन व्हेन आई रीलोड द पेज सिर्फ वही वाला स्टाइल होता है जिसको मैं चाहता था. But now a lot of you are asking this question and I should also answer this. Let's say हमें कुछ set of tags को स्टाइल करना है एक साथ, ठीक है? Which is also very common use case. जैसे कि मैं बोलता हूँ, इधर देखिए, आपको सभी मतलब कैसे करें, जो भी नेम्स हैं अपने, ठीक है? लेट्स से हमें सारे नेम्स को एक स्टाइल करना है, एक कलर देना है, और एज को एक कलर देना है, राइट? सो बेसिकली द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ डू यू सेपरेटली सेलेक्ट सारे नेम्स वाले कॉलम और सारे एज वाले कॉलम्स, राइट? ओके, तो उसके लिए अब जैसे HTML एक आईडी की प्रॉपर्टी देता है, हर एक टैग के ऊपर आईडी का एट्रीब्यूट देता है, HTML एक क्लास का एट्रीब्यूट भी देता है, राइट? सो लाइक P हैज एन आईडी, P आल्सो हैज अ क्लास, राइट? बट आई विल नॉट यूज इट हियर. मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं टेबल में जाऊंगा, एंड व्हाट आई विल डू गाइस, एज यू माइट हैव गेस्ड, जो भी यूजर नेम वाले सेक्शंस है अपने, उसमें मैं क्लास डाल दूंगा, राइट? एंड क्लास इज आल्सो लाइक अ नेम, ठीक है? मतलब क्लास इज आल्सो लाइक आईडी, इट विल टेक अ नेम, ठीक है? तो मैं इसको बोल दूंगा नेम्स, ठीक है? और मैं ये सेम क्लास कॉपी करूंगा और अपने टेबल डिस्क्रिप्टर्स पे भी डाल दूंगा. सो करिश्मा गेट्स इट एंड श्वेता आल्सो गेट्स इट, राइट? सो बेसिकली अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं गाइस, हम CSS को बोल सकते हैं कि भाई जिसकी भी क्लास नेम्स है उसको एक तरीके से स्टाइल करते हैं, ठीक है? ठीक है, बिल्कुल भी मुश्किल नहीं है. ओके, तो अब हम क्या करेंगे, इसको स्टाइल करना चाहते हैं, राइट? तो हम ऊपर गए गाइस. नाउ फॉर सेलेक्टिंग एन आईडी यू पुट अ हैश, फॉर सेलेक्टिंग a name or selecting a class you say dot, ठीक है? तो हैश था आईडी के लिए, डॉट है क्लास के लिए. तो हमारी क्लास का नाम क्या है, नेम्स है, ओके? और अब हम इस ब्रैकेट के अंदर क्या लिखेंगे, ऑफ कोर्स वही लिखेंगे जो स्टाइल हम करना चाहते हैं. तो लेट्स से हम कहना चाहते हैं जो भी नेम्स हैं, जिनके पास भी क्लास नेम है, उनका कलर हो जाए आई डोंट नो, रेड क्या, पर्पल, ओके? सो दिस इज द, सो अब जिस भी चीज के पास क्लास नेम्स है, that will get styled in this manner. And of course there are many properties that you could have worked with. You could have made it bold, you could have done lots of things. We'll come to them, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है बाद में. We can have background color, let's say I have background color as rosy brown, ठीक है? By the way, I think this color combination is going to look very bad. बहुत गंदा कलर कॉम्बिनेशन है, ठीक है? ऐसा करते हैं, यहाँ पे जाते हैं और लोड कर देते हैं पेज को. तो गाइस आपने देखा क्या हुआ क्या कि जितने भी वो एलिमेंट्स थे जिनकी क्लास नेम्स थी, राइट? और नेम्स किस किस की थी, मैंने वो यूजर नेम को दी, हेडिंग को दी, करिश्मा को दी और श्वेता को दी. हमने उस पर स्टाइल लगाया एंड ब्राउजर ने क्या किया, ब्राउजर ने हमारे हिसाब से उन सब चीजों को स्टाइल कर दिया. Again I ask you, I'll again of course Chat is now open. Is it hard or is it easy? Guys, did everyone understand that? सबको समझ में आया? CSS selector सबको समझ में आया? Class and ID are nothing but they are attributes of HTML. उन दोनों को use करके हम लोग they are different attributes. Class is one attribute, ID is another attribute of HTML tags. ठीक है? सबको समझ में आ रहा है? Easy, right? मुश्किल है नहीं यार, कुछ भी मुश्किल नहीं है, बहुत easy है. Aryan, I'm telling you, right? They are basically both attributes. Order list name not colored. Why will it get colored, Harshit? When जब आपने उस पर अप्लाई ही नहीं किया, आपने क्लास डाली कहाँ पे है? ये नेम्स आपकी क्लास है. नेम्स क्लास आपने सिर्फ इसको दी है, इसको दी है, and इसको दी है. So these are the things which will get colored, right? Why will list get colored? No, I'm not telling you how to give comments. What I'm telling you, you have to learn that. These are all CSS syntaxes. So you say class is like ID, so you use class for different inputs and IDs for only single. Yes. So class is, so ID is unique. Think about it this way. एक element का एक ही ID हो सकता है. But class का क्या मतलब होता है? There is a class of students, right? There is a class of objects or whatever, right? इसका मतलब ये होता है, guys, that आपके पास आपको एक ग्रुप को सेलेक्ट करना है एक साथ, तो उसके लिए आप क्लास यूज करते हैं. अगर आपको इंडिविजुअली किसी चीज को सेलेक्ट करना है पर्टिकुलरली, उसके लिए आप आईडी यूज करते हैं. रवि, दैट्स अ नॉनसेंस क्वेश्चन, आई एम नॉट एड्रेसिंग दैट. आपको आगे सुनना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. आई एम नॉट यूजिंग एनी टूल्स यार. पता नहीं why do you guys ask such questions? I told you this is Visual Studio Code and this is Chrome browser, and now the chat is going to get paused. Shall I pause the chat again? ठीक है. I know some of you are getting very focused. सबको अच्छे से समझ आ रहा है. Just because of some people asking questions, let's not do this. आगे बढ़ते हैं. I am pausing the chat. ठीक है. So the chat is now paused. Good. Coming back, guys. Okay. So हमने बात की अब तक CSS में selectors कैसे करते हैं. I'll repeat again. Don't worry. There are particular element which are called IDs. ID को select कैसे करते हैं? Hash लगा के करते हैं. Classes को कैसे select करते हैं? Dot लगा के करते हैं. And of course, these things are applied inside your HTML, right? So we have added classes, right? In this table, the class का नाम is names, and कहीं पे we have added ID, that is P1, and and that's it. That's how we style all of these things, right? Okay, great. So we understand this, and I'm moving forward. Okay, guys. So we talked about selector कैसे करते हैं, सब कुछ कैसे करते हैं. There are other complex selectors also, जिसके बारे में हम अभी नहीं बात करेंगे, बाद में बात करेंगे. Let's move forward. ठीक है? Okay. So I'm moving forward. Okay. Now guys, अब अपने को समझना है कि CSS को ऐड करने के, मतलब CSS को अपने प्रोजेक्ट में डालने के या फिर CSS को यूज करने के लिए क्या क्या तरीके हैं अपने पास, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट वे और द इजीएस्ट वे इज व्हाट वी जस्ट डिड, जहाँ पे हमने एक स्टाइल टैग बनाया अपने हेड के अंदर और उसके अंदर अपनी पूरी CSS लिख डाली, राइट? सो दैट्स द इजीएस्ट. ओके. एक और तरीका होता है CSS अप्लाई करने का किसी पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट में, सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू सेलेक्ट इट by putting these things, right? मतलब ये selectors put करने की जरूरत नहीं है. That is called inline CSS. ठीक है? Inline CSS का क्या मतलब होता है? That you want to add some CSS जल्दी से, मतलब आप कोड लिख रहे थे HTML का और let's say आपके पास एक केस है जहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ इस वाले डांसिंग को कुछ वैल्यू दे देना है, right? तो तब हम कैसे करते हैं, मतलब सिर्फ इस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट को स्टाइल कर देना है, राइट? तो गाइस तब हम क्या करेंगे, we'll just put style यहाँ पे, right? So instead of giving a style tag on top, you can just say style, right? And आप properties as it is लिख सकते हैं. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say background, background का color, background dash color, right? And how you give the value, you say colon, right? And of course then you can select any of these. So I say salmon, मान लो मैंने ये select कर दिया, right? I go back to the browser, I reload, and okay, what is the thing that we are applying a style to? You'll not be able to see the style because it's an option. तो मैं इसको दूसरी जगह पे डाल देता हूँ, so that it's visible. Let me go to the table that we have, and let's say हमें इस वाले को select करना था, and I just put it here like this. Okay, go back, reload, and the color of this changes to salmon, right? Yeah, of course, you cannot change the color of a drop down by default. So that's why उसको वहाँ पे लगाना गलत होगा. But what now we have done is, guys, we have put the style here. ठीक है? And this is also very simple. So हमने देखा CSS लिखने के क्या तरीके हैं. Either we can add CSS यहाँ पे inside the head tag style के साथ, मतलब inside the head tag style tag डाल के आप ऐसे CSS लिख सकते हैं, या फिर आप inline CSS लिख सकते हैं. This is called inline CSS because अपने एक ही line में CSS लिखते हैं. Okay, I'll open the chat once to understand, to check if everyone understood, and you can tell me. Guys, please go ahead and ask your questions. I think this is very easy. Okay. Guys, I think, I mean, do you think that we are going too fast? What I feel is we have covered a lot of things today. So shall we stop here or shall we continue? How do you want? Say continue if you want me to continue, or we can. No, I am good either way, but मैं नहीं चाहता कि आप लोग overload हो जाएं, because I know these are new topics for most of you, right? Okay. Some are, so whoever wants to continue chat पढ़ना मुश्किल है, just raise your hand. So if the hands are raised enough, I will know. Okay, raise your hands, guys, if you want me to continue. Don't raise it if you don't want me to continue. अगर आपके hands raised हैं तो मुझे पता लग जाएगा कि आप continue करना चाहते हैं. नहीं तो we'll move it to tomorrow. Okay. ठीक है. I understand. I think I got the point. Most of you want me to stop here for today, which is fine because this is a new topic, and what we can do is we can continue tomorrow. Okay, so let's pause here for us for some time. Okay, so Karishma has posted a question. Let me just copy that question, and it's go. We'll paste it on our editor, right? So this is the question. Oh God, this is long. Okay. This is the question that Karishma has posted. Let's just discuss this question even quickly, right? This question में क्या है? Sign up form card. So make a sign up form to take name, email, gender. Gender is radio button. Car brands, password, submit button, instructions are required. Field use method, attributes that you should use in this case for the form, the respective input elements for the ठीक है. The element for selecting the car should have ठीक है again. Okay, copied some extra text also, it seems. ठीक है, guys, I see these questions, and these are very easy questions here. Okay. So okay, let me do this, guys. ये questions काफी easy हैं. So what I'm saying is, you try these questions, right? This question you try it out today, after whatever has been taught in class today. ठीक है? What I'll do is, I will share this code with you. ठीक है? मैं आप लोगों के साथ ये code share कर देता हूँ. Since all of you have not tried this, just take another day, and then we will discuss this. So I'm sharing the code on the chat, right? So I just shared the code on the chat, and you can download this code. Just practice it well, and let me pause here because most of you want me to do that, and we can continue this discussion tomorrow. Okay, different. Yeah, so we'll just take doubts now. Right, I should disable the chat. Right, we'll just take certain doubts now. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I think I'm facing internet connection issue again. I'll just quickly change my internet. Uh, hey guys, I'm back. I had lost the connection. Sorry for the trouble. It's been a bad day with internet. I hope the chat is visible. Okay, guys. Right. So again, quickly sharing my screen. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Is everyone able to see the coding screen, guys? Okay, I think everyone is able to see, which is great. So, by the way, we had some doubts. Can we please stop drawing on the screen? Hey guys, hey guys, I'm back. I will send you the code again. 1 second. Having a lot of internet connectivity issues in my area today for some reason. Okay, no worries. I'll send. I've shared the code here, right? And yes, the code you already have, and annotations are disabled now. Cool. Yes. Guys, I have shared the code with you guys. And yeah, so we had one question where people are asking what is the difference between IDs and what is the difference between class, right? So IDs are used for selecting a particular element. So when you had to select a particular paragraph, you're saying ID is equal to P1, right? And then you select them by saying hash. And when you wanted to select a set of items, when you wanted to take a set of items together, you let me disable the chat because some people think they're cool. Okay, and when you wanted to select a list or a host of things, you you use classes, right? So what have we done here? In th, in td, and these things, we had selected classes. Let me show you the effect of that also. This is the effect of that, right? So for these three things, we had class, which is names. And how do we select names? We went inside styles and we did dot names, right? So classes are selected with dot and ID is selected with hash. This is the only difference. Where do we use this? When we want to select something particularly, we use hash or ID. When we want to select a group of things, we use, what do we say? We use classes, right? I'll enable the chart again now. Did everyone understand, guys? You can just type out on the chat or show your hands or whatever, right? Okay, great, great, awesome. And you also have the code shared now. So what we can do is you can, there is one doubt which Ajay has. Sir, I have doubt if input type is equal to D, it is not showing this. In this way, it's showing just a number. Please help resolve this issue. Okay, so I will tell you why that happens, Ajay, in next class when we'll be using input type as date. Okay? Okay, I'll stop for today because I know because you guys, maybe this is overwhelming, right? Okay. Any other questions? I'll stop sharing my screen and we'll just take doubts for a few minutes. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. I'll stop sharing the screen now. Okay. Guys, please ask me if there are any doubts specific to today's session. I've already shared the code with you. Okay. Karishma has no doubts. Great, Karishma. Today's topics are very interesting and awesome explanation too. Very, thank you, Zeta. I hope that we have learned a lot. Today, I specifically had troubles with my connection. This should not happen from tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Uh, just that I want you guys to be a little more serious about these things. Some people spam the chat too much and for no reason. Let's please not do that because we are all here to learn, guys, at the end of the day and make something of ourselves, make something of our careers. Not to act cool in front of others. So chat mein code abhi dobara dala. So just pick that code abc.html, and what I'll do is I'll pause the chat so that the code does not go up. Right? Give me a second. I'll add the code again. And only once you guys take the code will I start the chat. So again, abc.html is uploaded. Please take the code and yeah. Right? Just take the code abc.html. Please take it. Okay. I'm guessing everyone has taken the code. So I'll resume the chat. Cool. The chart is available. Good session today. We learned a lot of things. Uh, we learned CSS in greater depth. CSS is slightly complicated, so we'll take it slowly, guys. Okay. Assignment question. I will take it up. Take it up tomorrow. I just want you guys to give it some more time, right? So we'll stop here, guys. It was very easy, of course, and you can leave the class now. No problem. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. And tomorrow we'll be discussing what do you say? CSS in greater detail, and we'll start making our page look much better and start designing possibly more complex things. Chalo guys, bye bye. Yes, you guys can drop off now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Java will start much later. I will be taking care of front end things. Class and ID, no confusion, guys. ID for specific things. Class when you have to specify, when you have to select many things, right? P1 is not some element that can be closed. P1 is uh, P1 is a selector. Ask. I don't know what the assignment question is right now. Tomorrow I will look at it and we'll discuss the assignment question only in class. I will not be able to tell you if there is a meeting at 11. I think there is a mentor class which you guys usually have, right? Can I share my LinkedIn? Okay, I'll share it tomorrow at the beginning of the class so that all of you can have access to my LinkedIn. Okay, bye bye guys. Good night. Let me just end the session. Good night everyone. Bye bye Angie. Thank you for your kind words. Bye. Bye. See you tomorrow, guys. Let's come with full energy. Ankit, please ask the question directly. Of course, it's not, right. We did not give for all of them. What we, the only thing that we wanted to select for them, we gave the ID. So it's not necessary. It's an added feature. Yes, internet was a problem today, guys. It should not repeat again. The course is based on JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Yeah, those are the languages that we'll be learning. Yes, I'll be repeating everything tomorrow. So in the beginning of the class, we'll have some small revision so that no one has any problem. We'll talk about it later. What is dynamic website? Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye bye. Let me just close this call and let's meet tomorrow. same time. Thank you everyone.